Before we go ahead and get this video started, I'd like to go ahead and say thank you to Chase Banking. Chase Banking, you're the greatest bank of all time. You helped me out in this dire situation where the San Diego Police Department tried to go ahead and screw me. On April 19th, I was pulled over by the police who said I was drinking and driving, and I was sent to jail that day. So let's go ahead and get into the story. I'm pulling out of Brewski's in Miramar, and if you're a San Diegan, you know where that is. I'm going back on the 15 to go up north because I'm a North County dude. So I hit that U, and they pulled me over. First, they said I did an illegal U-turn. I know that's BS. If you've been there, you know everybody does it. They said there was some weird loophole where you couldn't do it. Anyhow, so they pull me over. They give me the whole nine. They give me the field sobriety test, all that. I pass it, no problem. So they tell me after doing all that, hey, we would like to go ahead and have you do a breathalyzer. You did fine on everything, but we just want to go ahead and do this one test. Now, it won't count against you if you don't take the test, but we would like you to go ahead and do it. I tell him, so I don't have to do it? It's like, no. I tell him, no, it's cool. I just want to go home. As soon as I said that, these boys put the cuffs on me super quick. I tell them, hey, you just said that I wouldn't be arrested. They just went ahead and disregarded all that and said I was going to be on a book and release. I told them, look, I'll just go ahead and take the breathalyzer now. You don't have to go ahead and waste your time or waste my time. Let's go ahead and just take the breathalyzer now, and we can go home, and it won't be no problem. They said disregarded all that, and it booked me anyways. They said I'll just be downtown for a little bit. They're just going to run prints and all that nonsense, and I'll be out in a couple hours. I said, all right, then that's fine. Whatever you got to go ahead and do to me, it's cool. I'm just going to go through the motions. But one thing, just don't tow the car. Because if you tow the car, then it's going to cost me a whole lot of money to go ahead and get it out. And I haven't been drinking and driving. The cop said, hey, no problem. You've been cool this whole entire time. We'll go ahead and we'll park it somewhere. When you get out, you just go ahead and pick it up. I figured, fine. I'll just go on an adventure tonight. I had nothing else to do tonight anyways. So they booked me to process me, to bring me downtown. I do the breathalyzer there, blow nothing. I look at the paperwork after I get done booked and processed. You know what these guys put? I blew a .08. They also said that my driver's license was suspended. And get this. They told me that they weren't going to put my car in the tow yard. Guess where it was? In the tow yard. So the SDPD just went ahead and just blatantly lied to me. And I knew what it was for. They didn't want to, after they couldn't get me for any drinking and driving, they wanted to search the car to see if I had any other things in the car. But they couldn't do that unless I was in the car. And that whole warrant thing and all that stuff like that, this is just their way to go ahead and sneak by that, to go ahead and try to find something. So the crazy thing is that after I found out that my car was towed, I called the tow truck place because I know it's BS. And I said, hey, these guys towed the car. I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt, by the way. I was like, hey, maybe they just kept it in a safe place for me. I'm giving this cop the benefit of the doubt, thinking he's a nice guy. You know what the tow truck guy said? Nah, it's been towed here, and they said that your license was suspended, which is absolute BS. So this is what I had to go ahead and do to get this circumvented. First, after going through all this, I had to pay to get my car to get out. I had no choice, because if I would have left it in there, I would have stacked funds and it would have made it even more worse. Luckily, I had some money. I went ahead and I paid that, got the car out. Or before that, what I had to go ahead and do, which I was trying to get out of paying that, so I went to the DMV. I got my driving record. I brought it to the to the tow yard, thinking that if I provided this evidence that my license wasn't suspended, that they would just go ahead and give me a car. The tow truck people, unfortunately, said, no, that's not the case. So I still had to go ahead and pay. I paid this fee and get the car out. At this point in time, man, I'm fuming, man. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? People referred me to lawyers. I called up different lawyers. They didn't want to go ahead and take the case. So I'm sitting up there thinking. So I was like, nah, man, this is fraud. This is fraud on my bank account. So you know what I did? I called up good old Chase. And I told him, I was like, hey, these guys scammed me and took my money. Chase went ahead and said, hey, we're going to look into it. We're going to refund your money for the time being. And then after that, we're going to do an investigation. So I went ahead and did that. I told them, I said, hey, I got all the paperwork that you need. DMV records, all that. They said, hey, if we need it, we'll go ahead and we'll take it. But for now, just sit and just wait for our answer. Chase got back to me later on, and they told me that all my money is legit. You don't have to worry about it. The claim has gone through. Thank you, Chase. Because the SDPD lied, and then they tried to go ahead and be petty about it, and then they tried to screw me because they found nothing on me. I wasn't drinking and driving. They let me go. They released me with no charges pressed, as you can see on the paperwork here. But yet, because of that, they couldn't even stand on their word, and they still try to go ahead and screw me. Now, mind you, I called the sergeant up. The sergeant told me to go ahead and talk to the tow administration of their department and see what they could do. I called the tow admin of the SDPD. You know what they did? They tried to just laugh it off and say, "Too bad, figure it out." No, you figure it out. I did figure it out. Matter of fact, I figured it out by calling Chase and did the right thing. And Chase did the right thing. They helped me out, no problem. So if you have a problem with these cops and you are legit, just like I am, call your bank, call Chase. Well, if you have Chase. If you don't have Chase, go ahead and get Chase. I'm putting Chase over in this because Chase really, really helped me out against people who try to go ahead and screw me. And this is crazy because this is the law. This is the police department. They're supposed to help you out. And let's just say I didn't have the money to go ahead and pay for my car to get out. That car would have been in that tow yard, stacking up money, putting me in more dire situations than I already was at this point in time. If you know me, then you already know my situation. So I wasn't in a good spot to begin with. But do you think that the SDPD gives a damn? No, they don't. So like I said, I got to go ahead and say thank you to Chase. They treated me like a human being when the San Diego Police Department didn't. You could see all the paperwork and what they did and how corrupt it is. They went ahead and they told me, they said that I was driving on a suspended license. Lies. They said I blew a .08. Lies. They did everything in their power to go ahead and try to get me. But Chase had my back. And that's how this story has come to be. So if you don't have Chase, I recommend you to drop your bank and go to Chase. It is what it is. And that's my story.